blind spot. So I am heading into work where I will be spending the next several hours sitting at a computer, hunched over, looking at my monitor. So because of that, today's video is going to be about posture and how having poor posture can lead to back injury and chronic back pain. So I don't know about you guys, but I spend a lot of time bent over in this position, whether I'm here at work or I'm at home. It's a very similar position. I'm leaning in so I can see the monitor, and I'm in a very negative posture position. Not good for my back. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate. Us as individuals with low vision, we spend a lot of time bent over. Whether it's working on a computer, watching TV at home, you're always bent over, having to get close to see what you're doing. And that puts a lot of strain on your back. Now you guys know, I've mentioned in videos before that I have a chronic back problem where my lower back, I throw it out every now and then. And I think it's a direct result of years and years of being bent over. But what can we do? Are we just out of luck because we have low vision, we have to be bent over? No, not necessarily. There are steps that we can take to improve this situation. And a little later, I'm going to talk about some things you can do regarding computers in your office or at home. But first, we're going to talk to a gentleman who knows a thing or two about back issues and posture, and he has some great advice for us. So I'm here with Dr. Lynch of Lynch Chiropractic. He is the gentleman that I credit to getting me back up and straight and moving around. Dr. Lynch, we talked about how low vision can cause a lot of chronic back injury, and the fact that we are constantly bent over performing everyday tasks, bent over at a countertop, bent over watching TV, and one thing we've been talking about, which happens a lot, is bent over at a computer.
Right. The first thing you had mentioned was, for instance, at the sink or the countertop. Yeah. One thing in that bending forward that you're going to need to do, be sure you unlock your knees. That takes a lot of stress off the back. So just simply flexing the knees allows the legs to help hold up your body weight, and that's going to be important. Like I said, we talk about whether we're brushing our teeth or we're doing some dishes or whatever it may be when we're at a counter. If we unlock those knees, that helps. We also talked about posturing for sitting. So let's have you sit.
All right.
And we'll have you kind of in a more engaged upright position. So this is where we'd like to have that spine. But what happens with low vision and with others, we lean forward into that computer screen. So I'm going to have you go ahead and assume kind of that normal posture. If we can bring, of course, the monitor closer to us, that's going to be a help. One thing that I really recommend is you set a timer so that you are checking your posture throughout the time you might be engaged with the computer. More than likely you're going to set that at a 15-minute break, and at that 15 minutes you just want to reset your posture, because even with the great idea of assuming normal posture, we're still going to bend and lean, and we're going to get that head forward, and we're going to put stress on the lower back and through the shoulders, and that causes a lot of problems for people. So to offset it, it's a timer you're going to need to set. Most computers allow you to do that, and at 15-minute or 30-minute intervals, it's a posture reminder. And it's not a bad idea to take a 30-second break for our own brain and its activity, just to be able to hold on to that information that you're working with. Our attention span's about 34 minutes on the average. So if you just took a 30-second break just for your mind and its clarity, that would be helpful. But at that break, we want to re-engage and get those shoulders back, and we're trying to keep the chin over the chest, the ear over the shoulder. That's a posture that's much less strainful to your spine. So set that timer. In our office, we call it a 30-30 rule. Every 30 minutes, we're taking a 30-second break, and we're resetting our posture. So that's one thing you can work with. There's also some exercises that Sam will be showing you that he has been utilizing that have been helping with the strengthening of the postural muscles to hold himself up. Hope this has been helpful. If we can ever be of help here at Lynch Chiropractic, we'd be more than willing to help anybody that we can.
So here's a couple exercises that Dr. Lynch recommended to help reverse the effects of the spine being in a negative position due to poor posture. So as I said at the beginning, unfortunately, those of us with low vision, we tend to be more susceptible to problems with our back due to bad posture. But we've talked about several ways that we can help prevent that. Number one, just standing up straight, putting our back in that positive position, straight up and down, shoulders over our body, chin over our chest. Dr. Lynch showed us how when we're sitting for long periods of time at a computer or at a desk, it's a good idea just every 30 minutes or so, adjust your posture, maybe stand up, walk around, maybe do those exercises that he recommended. Now I wanted to talk about one more thing before we go. We mentioned it at the beginning of the video, Dr. Lynch even talked about it a little bit, and that is the negative effects of leaning over, staring at a monitor for many, many hours a day. Now it's not good for our backs, we know that, it's common sense, and I'm guilty of it too. I spent a lot of time at this computer and I spent a lot of time leaned in to see my monitor, but not anymore. Bam! I installed a monitor mount and mounted this directly to my wall. So now I have the ability, I can move this around wherever I want to. I can even tilt it if I want, angle it forward or back. So now I can sit here and use the computer in a more positive position, straight up and down, and with screen magnification, it's no problem. Another benefit to this is if I'm using my CCTV here, and I'm over here on my CCTV, now I can bring the monitor closer to me and angle it so it's easier to use. Writing checks or filling out paperwork, whatever I need to do. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time and just finally got around to doing it. The other benefit is when I'm not using the monitor, I can push it back and now I have all this room on my desk. Before I had a monitor stand and the monitor was on top of it and I couldn't utilize a lot of the desk surface, but now I can. It's clean and cleared and clutter-free and it's awesome. Definitely would recommend doing this if you have the ability. If your desk is up against the wall and it's not going to be moved around, then definitely do a wall mount. They have desk mounts, but the type of desk that I use, I couldn't use that, but I think it's awesome. I'm very happy I did it. Now if I'm watching TV, my monitor used to be about right here, and so if I was watching TV, I'd be sitting like this, and that's not good. Now I can pull it all the way out here, sit back and watch my favorite shows. So remember, 30-30, every 30 minutes, readjust, stretch that back out. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys. This is Sam with The Blind Spot. If you have any questions about setting up your monitor like this, just leave them down below. I'm happy to help. This one that I got was about $25 on Amazon with free shipping. I got it in 2 days, Amazon Prime, 2-day shipping. But like I said, if you have any more questions, just let me know. Thanks again, guys. I will see you next time.